Hey, what's happening? This is mcenroe and you're on P&C Cribs. Come check out my place. Come on in. Thanks for calling ahead. I managed to clean up a little bit for you. This is my humble abode. It's an apartment I share with my wife here in Vancouver, BC, the south part of Vancouver. A lot of people in Vancouver don't know there's a South Vancouver. They say, where's that? It's the south part, dummy. We have very nice weather. This is August of 2004. It's been very hot and warm and hot and dry. So there's a lot of dead grass, but it's still very nice and a lot nicer than the prairies, I would say. Sorry. Here we have my DVD collection. When I was working about 3 or 4 years ago, I was making a little bit too much money and I would get bored at lunchtime and just go buy DVDs, and some of them I haven't even watched. I have made some very poor choices when purchasing DVDs, such as Logan's Run, a very, very bad film. The Gambler with James Caan. Basically a guy gambles and his life goes to shit. So don't bother with that one. Another James Caan. This time he's thief. He's the gambler, he's the thief, he's the Terminator, he's everything. Party Girl with Parker Posey. I watched about 10 minutes. Thanks. Here's a good one. You know, Honeycutt's a big fan of this film. Putney Swope. I highly recommend this one. Another of my favorites. This is The Good Ones, by the way. Punch Drunk Love. Very good movie. I have a lot of bad science fiction. I have all the B's. I have good science fiction. I'm a Star Trek fan. But I have a lot of bad movies. Here's another good one. UHF. My man Weird Al. If you haven't seen that, don't sleep. So here we got the hallway, which normally you have a closet full of shoes, which we do, and we have shoes spilling out into the aisles. I have a bit of a problem where I have 2 feet, but I wish I had more. I wear too many shoes. So we can see some of the pairs that I have. They're nothing, I wouldn't say anything too rare, but they're nice. Good to jump around in. I can't throw shoes away for some reason. There's a pair of shoes I got for free, and there's holes in the soles, but I can't throw them away. They don't look very good, but it's okay. I can't get rid of anything, it seems. Here's a pair of high tops I wore once. Anyone want to buy them? Too bad they're not for sale. Those aren't mine. They're women's. Here's a pair of dress shoes I wore to work 6 years ago once. Again, not for sale. Those are women's as well. I will live with a woman. This is our bedroom. Not much to see in here. We have a bed. This is some of my older book collection. Again, I'm a big science fiction fan. I have a lot of Isaac Asimov, Hudson Aldous Huxley, George Orwell, Lord of the Rings, some Star Trek. Also, like Elmore Leonard is good to read, especially when traveling. As you can see, it's all pretty geeky. That's okay, I don't mind. Laugh if you want. So that's the crib so far. You can see everything's pretty neat and tidy. That's the influence of my wife. However, we have a rule where I have my office, and that is none of her business as far as how clean or dirty it is. So welcome to the real Rod Bailey, the real McEnroe, the real slob. Take your time. There's a lot to take in. A lot of junk, a lot of stuff. I do all my work in here, whether it's running the label, doing the business side, hanging out, and of course producing music, as well as my music collections, video games, everything is in here. So we'll be here for a while. So we got boxes and boxes and boxes. That's for shipping, and again, we ship all over the world, and I do most of that here in this room. so I like to have some boxes on hand. We got my man Al Pacino from The Godfather, one of my favorite films. I have my Robert Horry jersey. Big fan of Robert Horry and a big fan of the Lakers.
It's a 2-point Sacramento lead. We're down to 7 seconds. Bryant putting a move on Christie. Rebound on O'Neal. Coming up short. Horry for the win.
It's exciting every time, isn't it? Robert Horry has done it again. Been doing a lot of crossword puzzles lately. Does anyone know a 5-letter word for... forget it. Got some more records, software, more crosswords, floppy disks. These are always handy. We have my beloved Rubik's Cube. Would you like a demonstration? Mix it up. What color should I do first?
Blue.
Blue. This isn't a real Rubik's Cube. I bought it at Woco. It's a fake one, so that's why it catches. If you have the real Rubik's Cube, then you don't... You get better times, let's put it that way. Bootleg. Almost there.
Booyaka!
Ta-da! I've been recording at home since about 1994, and I've been focused on building my own studio equipment since 98 or so, where I actually wanted to purchase equipment and have it on hand all the time. So as a result I've picked up quite a few things, and being the pack rat I am, I never get rid of anything. On the rack here I have a Mo 2828, which is for the G4, for my G4 Mac. That's one of my main sound interfaces. I have an Alesis sample rate converter, a patch bay. This is a mic preamp called the VXP, which we've used ever since the Hip Hop Wieners project, and I feel it makes the vocals sound a lot better, a lot punchier, crisper. Also Pippy Skid, he tends to have a really bad S problem, so that takes out a lot of the S's in the Pippy Skid vocals. I've been using these two computers, these two Macs generally, to record and produce my most recent records. This is a MIDI keyboard which I use with this Mac. I've been using a lot of virtual instruments lately. As you can see, I don't have a lot of space for a real Rhodes piano, for example, but they've come along with some very good software pianos that I'm quite happy with, that I can live with. Obviously, if I could have a real Rhodes in here, I would, but it's not possible. So instead, I used software in a lot of situations to try and get vintage instrument sounds, which is my preferred sound. I like, 60s, 70s, and 80s type sounds, electric piano, organs, nice warm bass, guitar, that kind of thing. This is a track I'm working on from the mcenroe Bird album. It's called Broke Beat. At least that's what it's called right now. So it has elements of sampling. It's Bird. Hello? You're on P&C Cribs. those of you who haven't seen what a software sequencer looks like, they have different tracks for different elements. So we have a bird of prey track and a backup track. So he'll do two sets of vocals. One is his main verse, and the second is a backup verse, just to sort of augment certain words. And then we have drums and bass line and some of the other elements that come in. There's the violin you hear right now. And coming up, we have a software instrument that's coming up. So if I could show you what it looks like. So it's supposed to simulate a synth from the beginning of the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. You record it and then it plays it back. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. So when I go digging, I've been a record collector for a long time, and I don't really have the time or the energy to really collect records as a lot of people would, whereas I'm looking for a certain title by a certain guy and I'll look and I'll find it and I'll be very happy when I do. I used to be like that, but now I just want a lot of records and I don't care whether it's good or bad or weird. I'm just looking for sounds and stuff to use as a producer and not so much collecting records. Here's a great record. Dio Dio Dietro Baby. I highly recommend you pick this up. It's hard to keep a dance floor anything but packed when you've got Jordy on the mic. Here we have a 50-cent record I picked up recently, Sad Cafe. I had no idea about this record, whether it was good, bad, or otherwise. I picked it up in Montana when I was passing through, and it's dope. It's really good. There's some drums on it. There's some bass line. So that's sort of what I'm looking for. I just want to go to a record store, grab an armload of 50-cent records, spend 20 bucks, and then go through it here in the studio and see what I like. So you'll see a lot of these records here are just, they're all 50 cents or $1 maybe. There's a nice Eddie Kendricks that's actually quite good. Lee Ritenour, who's like this guitar dude who likes to wank. Carl Douglas. Here's Modern English. I always pick up 80s stuff. I love weird 80s stuff. The Graham Edge Band, Dobie Gray. I've never really found a good Dobie Gray record, but I'm still looking. Ambrosia, that turned out to be a pretty good record. This one wasn't good. Mirabai, lots of promise. I don't think there was too much on there, but all you need is a good snare or anything. That one guitar stab. Here's a great looking record. It actually wasn't good at all, but you've got a guy in a pharaoh outfit, you've got flapjacks or pancakes, you've got eggs, you've got bacon. I didn't really think I could go wrong, and I mean, for 50 cents I think the cover is probably worth it, but it actually wasn't. It wasn't. Oh, we got toast and we got lots of butter. Man, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. Let's go. It's time for me to take my daily trip to the post office. Got some packages to go out, some orders from the website, and also gonna see if there's any checks. That's gonna about do it here on P&C Cribs. It was fun. Sorry it didn't work out, but I gotta cut you loose. I gotta go cash some checks, you know what I'm saying? So, get on your merry way.